Hi everybody, Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection. Today what we're going to be doing is talking about a mini skid steer mulcher. So how to place something like this in service for the first time. Essentially you get it out of the crate and you're looking to do a job, but some things you need to do before you go ahead and do that. And we're also going to hit on some safety tips with this thing because there's not a lot of things in this industry that scare me, but this is on the short list of things that scare me. So, you know, that's the goal of this video. If you're interested in getting something like this, whether it be something of this caliber or something from a cheaper avenue like an auction, dare I say, a lot of the concepts are going to apply. You may not have the nice grease fittings and all that stuff, so you're going to have to kind of use your imagination if you went the cheap route. But if you chose to buy a quality product, I don't want to see you ruin it. So we're going to go over how to set this thing up from the start. So let's get to it. So before we get too far into this, we'll go a little walk around of this unit here and just kind of point out some key things. This is the drive motor. So this is what's called a bent axis plunger motor or piston motor. So there's no gears in there. It's a rotating plunger valve body, and the plungers go in and out, but it's a bent axis pump. And so the displacement of this is directly connected to the size of the plunger and the angle of this pump body. But very, very nice pump. It does have a case drain on it, which is good because you're not going to blow out any seals. And then it's a belt-driven unit. So you got up here you have a pulley, an adjustable pulley, and then a cogged or like a tooth-style drive belt that goes down to this bearing block here. And this is an upgraded version. So these hoses, these grease hoses here, what they did is they moved the grease fittings out to here, so you don't actually have to take the cover off and get inside of here to grease it. Either you can use these needle styles or you install a normal person grease fitting, and then you can grease the bearings as you go. And on the other side we have a single bearing assembly because there's no drive motor, but this grease hose, same deal, running like that. So that's very, very nice. Nice big drum on this. I believe this is a 21 tooth unit. And everything's just nice and tidy. We have a coast valve inside here. So this valve right here is used, when you shut the drum off, it allows it to coast to a stop as opposed to slam to a stop all of a sudden and shock load the hydraulics. But pretty nice unit. These things are very, very heavy, so when you get one of these things, the first thing you want to do is grab your overhead gantry crane and go ahead and take it out of the big crate it comes in. And then we're going to go over the greasing. That's a very, very important part of this. You want to make sure you do correctly, otherwise these bearings will not live for a very long time. So we'll get set up with the grease gun and we'll go from there. Now these units will come with these steel plates here on the side of them. So what you want to do is take the steel plates off, and the only reason that you're doing this on initial commissioning or initial startup is you want to be able to ensure that you get grease all the way through these lines and up into the bearing blocks. So after you do this for the initial time, obviously the system will be primed, and so you don't have to worry about taking the cover off every single time and trying to, you know, make sure that the grease is in there. But first time you definitely want to get the covers off, and that way at least you can hear that sound of grease kind of bubbling and popping its way through the bearings. This is accomplished with a bunch of bolts. They're all the same size. You don't need to pull the top covers off. I just chose to do that for the purposes of the video. And then, you know, put this in a safe place so you don't ruin it and don't lose any bolts. And then we're going to go ahead and swap out those grease fittings for a more common style grease fitting so we can use an electric grease gun, so that way I don't get any worse carpal tunnel trying to grease the whole thing. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our favorite flavor of electronic or electric grease gun. You can do this with a lever style grease gun or whatnot. Just make sure you don't have anything planned for the rest of the day, so you can actually get this through. Now, this is very grease heavy the first time. It takes a lot of grease. So the way I look at it, you already spent the money on this mulcher. This is not a small investment. This is not a cheap auction mulcher. So you spent the money, don't cheap out on grease. Just go buy some like nice Lucas or Red Tacky or some grease, and don't be afraid to send it home. I'll get this hooked up in there. What I like to do is spin it a little bit as you're putting it in there. Don't do it so much that you bite your fingers on the pulleys, but don't be afraid to give it a little spin. There we go. You can hear it change too once it grabs a hold of some grease. You hear that little clicking? That's the sound of the grease has made it all the way through. So we're good on this lower one. We're going to go ahead and shift to the upper one. Start the process again. There it is. Sounds like just kindling, cracking. All right, so this side's done. Let's move it over to the other side. All right, and there we have it. So that is a complete greasing of this unit. As you can see, it does not use an insignificant amount of grease. I mean, it was basically a whole tube to get this thing put in service the first time. But the good news is that grease is going to last you quite a good amount of time. The general consensus is if you are going to use this product on a solid 8-hour day of work, when you get done, grease it or grease it before the next use. That's a good rule of thumb to get you by, and at least, if nothing else, maybe you'll be over greasing it a little bit, which I guess is not the worst thing in the world. We're going to talk a little bit about safety with this thing. So the firearm safety rules are kind of in effect when it comes to this thing. Definitely, keep your hand off of your auxiliary lever unless you are ready to go and you're on target. This thing is a hair trigger if I've ever seen one. And absolutely know what you are mulching and what is significantly further beyond it. Because if one of these, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if one of these teeth decides to come loose or hit something and it breaks off, it's going to go into orbit. I mean, this thing really moves once it gets going. There's plenty of videos out there about these machines. When you hook them up to a diesel mini skid, they get flying. It's unbelievable. So just make sure you know what you're mulching, what is significantly further beyond it, and absolutely, positively, no questions asked. Ear Pro, Eye Pro, face shield, long pants. I would almost even say long sleeves and gloves when you're using this thing, because it throws stuff everywhere. Does a hell of a good job, but it makes a complete mess of the area. And if you're mulching within any vicinity of windows or cars or anything like that, just be prepared to deal with the aftermath of not preparing for that evolution. So if a stump grinder throws up stuff and you're worried about damage, this thing does that to a completely different level. That's kind of the spiel on safety. So if you get hurt using it, it's not my fault. I warned you. If you're interested in picking one of these things up, I will leave a link in the description to how to get this product. This is a very expensive mini skid steer mulcher. So if you are somebody who is kind of on that auction level pricing or the direct import from China pricing, this is probably not going to be an option for you. But if you're somebody who is a serious client, you got a business, you depend on this to make money, and you don't have time to screw around, if you're interested in picking one of these things up, check out that link in the description, and I wish you great success with it going forward in the future. So for now, that's going to do it. Cam Sweet here from the Garage Connection. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.